We have had our very first run-in with Satele Shan in Grand Arena. Now we're starting to get a rather juicy idea of what this wonderful new conquest unit has up her rather voluptuous sleeves. She doesn't have mace's sleeves. I don't know why I called them voluptuous, but I look at Satele and I think, nice sleeves. You thought I was going to say something else. Get your mind out of the gutter. Let's talk about Satele Shan. Alrighty, so Satele Shan, we've already done a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit woo, a little bit wah, a little bit... And yeah, she seems pretty good. She seems pretty good. People have asked a lot around, does she belong on defense? Does she belong on offense? Can she do a little bit of mix of both? I do feel like she can do a little bit of mix of both. Defensively, she does have a couple of counters, and some of those are pretty strong hard counters, with a few caveats, things to be considerate of. However, offensively, she also seems to take down some good things, in particular taking out big high-ticket item units, such as the brand new Stranger Maul setup. Now, I'm not going to pretend and say that this is a 100% guaranteed counter to Stranger Starkiller Maul with the triple Omicrons and the FDC. It can work, it can go to hell in a handbasket. It is not a guaranteed counter, so don't let people tell you otherwise. I have seen people lose against this. However, that seems to be one of the key areas in which she is going to perform quite well. Taking out Maul, Starkiller, Stranger. Now, what I will say from what I've gathered around the counter to to Stranger, Starkiller, and Maul is you don't want to focus on Stranger. You want to take out Starkiller. He is the key unit to take out, and I think that in 5v5, it's going to get a little bit harder. Okay, the reason I say it's going to get a little bit harder is that in 5v5, the enemy is most likely going to be running Visas and Barris and will be able to revive, and that becomes unpreventable, and that makes it a little bit trickier, a lot harder to circumnavigate. Funnily enough, a similar sort of situation is flipped it on back and reversed when it comes to countering the particular Satele Shan, although Bastila is there as well, on defense, alright? In 3v3, right now, this is the counter that I have used to great success. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. Go ahead, get rid of all the protection. Wonderful. Put this over here. She can't taunt. So we could just go all in on Revan. Or I could just go all in on Satele anyway. She's going to be losing that max health. No damage. Well, there you have it. That was over in a flash. That was over in a Grandmaster flash. All right. There we go. So obviously the comp that they were using, they might not be your prototypical one, but I understand the concept behind why that person put what in that team, right? The idea was Satele struggles. She gets a lot of her benefit from having taunt up. However, she doesn't pre-taunt, she needs to take a turn, and she's not particularly fast. So the problem is, she can get TM rolled by a lot of things if she can't get that taunt up in the first place. So the idea was, hey, throw in what there, put the tank tech on her so she's going to act almost like a pre-taunt, because, you know, what has 100% turn meter at the start of battle? We circumvented that by using Night Sisters, alright? Using Great Mothers over here, you're able to remove all of the protection from Satele, and because a lot of her damage, that big AoE, her second special that she does that does damage based on her current max protection. We stripped away all of her max protection. So if we look back, I'll see if I can find it over here, just at the damage that she dealt when she did that jump. Let's actually just pause this over here. I want to see if I can catch the moment she did the big jump and we can see what the damage was. Because normally this does like damage based on 30%, 25% of your max protection or something like that. And obviously that wasn't what happened here. There we go. I mean, look, 1, 1, 1. It completely neutered the damage that Satele was doing to us. So even though she died right after then, and this is an R10 triple Omicron Satele, this is a no joke. I think she had like 230,000 protection as a base before the start of battle. So that is a really good, easy counter, I feel. Now, I have heard that people have lost with the Great Mothers going up against Satele Shan on defense. With that, I'd say make sure you are marking Satele. That's the most important thing. Doom her at the start. Secondly, you do want to try and have that 25% turn meter gain on your level 3 for the Cron. That's going to help you cycle turns back round. The only real issue that I've heard you come across when facing off against this team is if Darth Revan marks your Great Mothers. If he marks the Great Mothers and they die, it does kind of bring an end to the run unless you can kill Satele particularly quickly. End of the day, if you're going into a 2-tap situation with the Great Mothers, at least you can get rid of Satele, right? Get rid of her, remove her protection, she loses all that damage. She can't taunt through the tank tech with what she can taunt otherwise, but a lot of the damage is based on max protection and they're not going to gain that benefit anymore, which is really, really good. So provided you defeat her and don't lose that battle before she's dead, it's going to completely new to the team. Now, obviously nobody wants to 2-shot, but this gives you something that is relatively accessible. The Great Mothers are a really strong unit, required for Balin Skull as a legendary unlock, and everybody should want to be getting this team regardless. They also do great in places like Proving Grounds. So highly, highly recommend save your Great Mothers as a counter to Satele Shan. Let me just interrupt this real quick to talk about this incredible competition, this big tournament that I have the absolute pleasure to be a part of. I am talking about Raid Clash of the Creators. Here at the Tribe, we have been absolutely blessed to be teamed up with none other than Arnold T101 to take on other content creators in this Raid Shadow Legends tournament with real cash prizes to be won. $22,000 in rewards in total. And I've got to be honest, guys, I have thoroughly enjoyed this tournament. I'm a competitive person. I love to get involved in a competitive environment and being able to face off against other content creators across the YouTube universe has been an absolute pleasure. You can see over here that this is not just a content creator versus content creator tournament. No siree, this is a community-based content creator tournament where we get to join in with other content creators and you people sitting at home. And there's one thing that I do want to point out right about now that has been an absolute huge boon. You can see over here Arnold and I are Team 3. Have some faith, have some faith. We're about to have a massive surge in points, trust me. Okay, but take a look down here. Community points. Total community points for Team 3 are 106,000 points, absolutely dwarfing all the other teams in terms of community engagement, and that is thanks to you guys at home. I think it really does speak for the actual gameplay mechanics in place in Raid, as well as the strength of our communities, that this is going so well. Anybody that joins through our link or through my QR code on a new device, has to be a new device, ladies and gentlemen, either on a PC client or a phone that has never had Raid on it before, will be able to help contribute to those rewards. How do you get involved? How do you start contributing and help us win and potentially win some cash money? Let's see. The community can engage in the game in the following ways in order to earn us some points and start pushing towards that victory. Completing up to 100 Arbiter missions will award you with 400 or 550 points, apologies. Up to 200 arena battles is another 550 points. If you reach level 50, we get loads more points. Each individual person can basically earn about 1,700 points for their respective team. All you have to do, like I said, click the QR code or the link in the description, go download Raid on a brand new account and just start going. Now, in order to really interact, the missions that you want to be doing are these missions over here. The Arbiter missions, just go down here and try to clear out all the way to 100 missions. Get involved by going into the arena, the standard classic arena, ladies and gentlemen, just over here, into the arena. Beat as many opponents as you possibly can. Up to 250 wins will give us points. And then finally, it is leveling up your accounts over here. And you will be able to do that by doing your daily objectives, which you can check down here in the quest section, just like that. Daily objectives gives you EXP so that you'll be able to level up, gain more energy to spend it in more and more battle modes. I've been thoroughly enjoying the diverse elements of PvE that they've got in this. So many different game modes, so many cool bosses, so many cool kits, lots of actual theory crafting that is really enjoyable. Let me know in the comment section down below if you're going to be joining Team Arnold and Scribe, Team Kyber Tribe, and help lead us to victory. Thank you so much. Now, the following footage is from my boy Sexy Vexi. Let's just go ahead and show him. Look at that beautiful face of his, isn't he wonderful? He's using AC here, and this is against a really good, well-modded Satele Shan with 155% protection on that Datacron. Now, C is using the same concept, right? It's about stripping away the protection that you have on Satele, so she can't actually deal all that true damage. Her kit is so dependent on that. As you can see, his C over here is shrugging it off like it's not even there. Able to go straight into ult almost instantly because of how much turns they're taking, how many attacks they're taking out of turn. Just yeet out the two. So definitely, Link Satele, Link Revan, and you're going to have a good time. 69 banners, very, very sexy. Those are some really good options to take down Satele Shan if she's on defense. And, you know, a lot of people save C. A lot of people save C to take out some key units. He can take out things like Gas on defense as a solo unit. He can take down things like Glat on defense, Glat Ezra on defense if you've got Bane available as well. So a lot of people should be pushing for C. Also works, like I said, Great Mothers. A lot of the same sort of concepts around how to counter this team work. Fabulous. This next bit of footage is from the big man himself. It is X, or Zerith. He's going to be using it on offense, taking out one of the best or greatest meta teams that we see on defense at the moment. A team that is a real pain in the bum, a pain in the tuchus. That's right. It is the Stranger Star Killer Maul setup over here. Now, a little bit painful out the rip, right? Immediately losing Revan, but like I said, you do absolutely want to be taking out that Star Killer at the start. Being able to have that turn meter boost right at the start, go straight after the Star Killer, take him out, lickety-split, splickety-lit, lickety-splickety, splickety-lit. Do not let him get back in the action because that guy is lethal, ladies and gentlemen. Now, it's a shame that you lose your Jedi Knight Revan after that because Star Killer counterattacks and it's just like, ha, bye, son. But you know, what can you do? Can't do much about that. In 5v5, this battle is going to be a real back and forth power struggle, I feel, because, you know, you're going to have the revives with Jolie, which can't be prevented, and they're going to have the revives that also can't be prevented with the FDC. So maybe not the most banner efficient, maybe a little bit of a sketchy counter, but definitely remember, go straight after that Star Killer at the start, and you should be looking relatively good. Obviously, Maul Hate-Fueled is still a giant pain in the bum because he is just the tankiest individual, I think, in the entire game. Look at all that bonus protection, masses of defense, all that nasty business, but eventually you will be able to clean up house if you have got your Satele Shan modded and set up correctly. So well done, Zerith, for taking down that team there. And I think that's going to about cover it today for the video, ladies and gentlemen, just having a little bit of insights into the viability and capabilities of Satele Shan, the latest conquest unit. Let's go ahead and hit that like button in the comment section down below. Let me know where you have used your Satele Shan or what you have used against Satele Shan on defense. Success rates, failures, I want to hear it all. Share it with the tribe, ladies and gentlemen. Be awesome. I'll see you in the very next video. Peace out, and may the Force be with you.